Rickshaw Challenge Day 1 here in Nankana Sahib, heading off to Faisalabad. They're all geared up for this one.
So hopefully we're just going to pick up the speed and just get through it.
We are learning our driving skills progressively. It's going to be a long job yet.
This challenge is more special because it's an experience I'm having with my mother.
Day 3 of the Rickshaw Challenge.
This is the time we've been waiting for.
Really looking forward to it, and let's see how this journey goes.
Quite a tough day. It was 36 degrees.
Perfect for us on this long and hot journey today.
This is day 4, Sahiwal to Carnival.
Amazing trip. We saw the beautiful landscape of Punjab.
Since 1999, Muslim Charity has been working to serve some of the world's most vulnerable and impoverished communities. Our work includes healthcare projects, providing clean water, education and livelihood opportunities, so we can help families and communities thrive, breaking cycles of poverty. Our Rickshaw Challenge is one of our flagship fundraising initiatives, bringing together volunteers from all over the UK and Pakistan and creating monumental change to the lives of people in need. While the challenge aims to transform the lives of the families who receive a rickshaw, those who take part are also left forever inspired and moved. This is an epic journey of charity, community and friendship, inspiring each other to do good for the world. This year's journey began in Lahore, moving on to Nankana Sahib, followed by Faisalabad, then to Sahiwal, and eventually arriving in Multan, where this incredible journey came to an end. The Rickshaw Challenge was made up of 11 brave and daring teams. The Retford Rickshaw, Peacemakers, Brave Dills, Roadkey Malka, the 3 Rickshaw-teers, 2 Fast, 1 Furious, 1 Hero, 2 Basante, Tuktuk Titans, Roadrunners, Team Parveen, and last but not least, Rickshaw Rannies.
Ourselves familiar with the rickshaw again, and it's come back to us well, and we're just having a lot of fun.
Step 1, key in. First step on, green button on.
Well, the rickshaw is a manually controlled vehicle. You've all seen the steering and so forth. The clutch is, again, probably for a lot of people, is fairly straightforward. It's just release and clamp on. But from my point of view, not being a motorcyclist and not having driven a manual vehicle at all for probably 20 years, the challenge was getting to grips with that balance between accelerator and clutch at the gear change. And once I got into the swing of it, generally speaking, it seemed quite reasonable.
Javed here, the team leader for the Rickshaw Challenge 2023. I've got an absolutely fantastic team out in Pakistan this year. I'm really proud of them. It's day 1 of the training. We're obviously been here this morning. Temperatures are hitting about 30 plus degrees, so everybody's sweating. Training day, number 1.
I drove a motorbike, well, I sat on a motorbike and got to rev the motorbike, and that was it when I was a young child. Never driven a motorbike in Pakistan, never driven a rickshaw. I've never even driven in Pakistan, so for me, no experience at all.
For me, it was likewise. I had like a previous experience with a motorbike when I was a young kid in Pakistan, where my little cousins were trying to teach me how to ride it, and I let go of the clutch too quickly and the motorbike shot off underneath me. So ever since then I've been apprehensive about bikes, but I've had a bit of experience on quad bikes, so I thought it might have crossed over and helped me a little bit.
First day is again very important because on that day they are learning the sense of the roads, the sense of the traffic of the area. May not be, the traffic may not be in UK, may not be like that, which is in Pakistan. So you have to learn the sense of the traffic, how they come, how they cross, how they move. So on the first day, you have to be able to do that.
When I first came, when I enlisted for this challenge, I didn't really think about the fact that I'd never driven a rickshaw. I just thought, yeah, I can drive a car. I've been driving for but then they were like, oh, you get a day practicing, and I'm thinking, no, I'm sure it's fine. But when I sat on it, I thought, oh my gosh, what is this? So I had a bit of an inkling. I tried to vaguely remind myself, and so it was okay to get into it. And I think because of the fact that I drive a manual car, it probably helped.
First time riding one of these, and it's not as easy as it looks, but it is really fun. I'm getting a hang of it. Today is the training day.
So in terms of riding a rickshaw or riding a motorbike, I have no experience whatsoever. Last Sunday was the first time I actually sat in the front of a rickshaw. And yeah, I mean, I'm a fast learner. When it came to driving, I think I passed my test at age 17 with only 18 odd lessons. Cycling, I picked up very, very fast. So, I mean, it came naturally to me. It wasn't easy on the first day, but I love this sort of thing. When it comes to riding vehicles, I've always loved doing that.
This is our first day training in our new rickshaws to see what they're capable of. See if they're going to be okay, handling, road safety, everything else that comes with it.
Well, I've never ridden a bike, never rode or drove a rickshaw prior to 2022. Getting into it was quite daunting, wasn't it? It was because, again, the controls are all in different places to a normal car. Just trying to understand the gears. Last year's, again, the training ground was a bit different. Today it's like the current one was more straight runs. Yeah. That was a very small area, so we were doing little loops. So that was probably more difficult.
Lahore is one of Pakistan's most historic cities, marked by stunning architecture, and every alleyway tells a rich story. Badshahi Mosque, in all its magnificence and beauty, was built by Mughal Emperor Aurangzeb. Wazir Khan Mosque, once a place solely for the king, is now opened for all to admire and use for worship. The amazing Shahi Hammam, beautiful Turkish baths for the royalty of the 17th century. Intricately made, beautiful jewellery that can only be found in Lahore. These streets hold so much history and so much power. Our guests absorbed every moment spent in the city, admiring every corner of every street and building that they visited.
About Nankana Sahib, I knew the significance of Nankana Sahib and the Gurdwara and so on, but I think to go there and to see it myself, having shared the experience with my Sikh friends already, and how impressed or how lucky they felt that I've sent them pictures of the place that they would like one day to visit.
dad decided to get, was it lime juice? Lime juice in Nankana Sahib from one of the vendors on the road. Fresh. And when it came to payment, and my dad kind of gave him the money, but then also asked him to keep the change, it was his expression on his face. Like he lit up instantly, he was very happy, but also like almost brought to tears by it. And I think the honesty with the guy's work, and also he wasn't asking for more than he thought it was worth, that expression alone made it for me.
Going to the school, and particularly having an experience of the science in particular, which is my background, I've been retired since 2005 and I've suddenly felt myself back in the classroom. So it was really, really interesting. When we were in the process of leaving the school, we suddenly found ourselves being offered the chance to plant some trees. Of course, in climate change terms, trees are, and in fact anything green is an important component.
Rickshaw Challenge Day 1 here in Nankana Sahib, heading off to Faisalabad. It's about 60-70 kilometers for the first day. It's really warm here. The team's looking forward to the challenge. They're all geared up for this one, so wish them all the best of luck.
Very excited. We're going to go on the real roads. I can't wait to get started.
And driving through small streets, little streets in a rickshaw was challenging, but amazing at the same time.
But even the roads that we drive along, I love the fact that they change. You go through a little village and you're on a busy motorway.
Yeah, it's varied, isn't it?
Yeah,
and it's when women see you and they see you and they just wave at you and they blow a kiss and they're like, oh my God, they've never seen this, and they're probably thinking, well, I want to be doing that.
The green, so much that grows in this country. It's unbelievable, and everywhere you look, there's hardly ever any rain, but yet everywhere we looked, everything was just green.
The night when we went to Faisalabad, was it? When we started driving in the night. That was a bit crazy as well, because cars it's like every man for himself, pretty much, and you know, you got to stop. And then a horn stopped working for a little bit. So that was a bit of an issue.
But I think that's at the end of the day, that's what you got to be careful of in Pakistan is you got to ignore everyone else around you, and you just make sure your vehicle, whatever vehicle it is safe.
Touch wood, we had a lot of scratch on our rickshaw, so yeah.
Today is day 2 and we're travelling from Faisalabad to Sahiwal, which is over 100 kilometres, and inshallah we'll reach Sahiwal by Asr time today.
So from Faisalabad, we were then off to Sahiwal. That was an experience, absolutely amazing experience, because to begin with, it was daytime, garmi, high, you know, you're heading south, so it's very, very hot. It was interesting. It was interesting. At this point, the team was beginning to feel tired.
Some of the volunteers that had come along, I think some of them had come for the first time. and seeing a lot of the culture here in Pakistan. It was an eye-opener for them. We went through rural areas of Pakistan. We went to small villages where they seen farms, where cows were getting milked, obviously milking farms, and they also seen sugar canes. We also went along and showed them how bricks are made in Pakistan. I think that they were quite fascinated with that. This is how they make bricks in Pakistan, and how the people are working there. I think nobody's ever thought of how hard people are working making bricks. And a lot of the volunteers wanted to do things themselves, so we went to a couple of small dabas, and they wanted to go and make the tea themselves, or they wanted to do some cooking themselves, and they were really enjoying themselves. They were getting right into it.
Oh, she's scared of she's.
So we went to the buffalo farm and they were like, let's go in, and I was like, no way, take me anywhere, because in my, not that I'm not young anymore, but slightly in my younger years, I was actually thrown up in the air, 5 months pregnant with my daughter by a buffalo, which then was about to put its knees on me, and my auntie pulled me out.
I just
so it permanently left a dent in my left leg. So as you can imagine, since then I am absolutely.
I feel bad now for trying to drag you in.
And they're trying to take me in there. These are the kind of friends I have.
I was just trying to drag her. So I didn't tell her first that. As we were driving past, I said, "Oh, should we drop you off there?" As a joke, I was like, "Should I drop you off to your favourite place?" And she was like, "Ooh," just looked at it. Then I realised we were actually stopping, and all the rickshaws lined up, and I thought, "Oh, we're actually going in there." She didn't realise the point. She got out, and when we went round the corner, I said, "Aja, Aja." And she goes, "No, Manija." I was trying to drag her literally, but I've never seen you so terrified because you normally.
Yeah, it's like usually when people go to someone's house, they say, "Can you please, tie your dog up?" Whenever I used to come to Pakistan, I used to go to someone's house and I used to say, and they used to look at me thinking, "Ek hi aa gaya majh bande." Ma ka main andar nahi aamna majh pehle bande.
It was an amazing experience driving through the beautiful Punjab. We saw the people and they were really very friendly. Hospitality of Pakistanis are excellent, and we really enjoy their hospitality and their warm welcome to us.
As Sahiwal being my maternal and paternal hometown where my mother and father were born, and whether it would be possible to stop at a madrasa, the Madrasa Anwarul Farid. It's an institution that was, the land was bought by my father, and within months of buying the land, Inna lillahi wa inna alayhi rajiun, my father passed away, and then the following year my mum took on the responsibility of building a madrasa on that plot of land on that site, and within a few months it was completed. Alhamdulillah, over the years, it's coming up to nearly 30 years now that the madrasa has been going.
It's been a tough one today, but alhamdulillah, we've made it to Sahiwal.
This is our third day of the Rickshaw Challenge. Today we will be traveling to Harappa.
It was about 104 kilometres, quite a tough day. It was 36 degrees.
We were in Harappa, world-famous sites, archaeologically, amazing. The history in Pakistan is so much. There's so much history in Pakistan we do not know about and we're not told about. And it's very, I would say, for people like us that are visiting, we should promote that a lot more, so a lot more people visit these sites.
we've stopped at the Harappa Museum and we've had a look around the area, and we've seen how the Indus River civilization was 5000 BC. It's phenomenal what we've been seeing today. We've seen original pottery from that period, and even chess boards, the chess game, dice, how the people used to live at that time, and how they used to accurately measure weight and the scales that they used to use. And sometimes we often think that, you know, these periods in history were primitive periods. But I think from coming here today and seeing all of this, I sometimes wonder and marvel at the intelligence and the civilization levels of the people at that time. And it's something to be I really encourage everybody to come and see and learn how advanced people were at that time. We saw 5000 BC period, the way they used to do the drainage system and covered drains and filtration of water is just mind-blowing.
When we went to Harappa from Sahiwal, we stopped off at a masjid. It's called Masjid Nur al-Farhan. It's actually built by my grandfather in memory of my dad that passed away. And as a group, collectively, we all went to visit the masjid to see the children that were learning in the madrasa and just the overall structure, everything that's been made and the programs that are happening in the masjid. And we were welcomed really, really well by the Qari Sahib and the uncle who runs the masjid as well. And everyone else really seemed to enjoy themselves, and we sat and had some food as well, some refreshments, and there was a lot of positive feedback from the masjid. It seemed to bring a smile on a lot of people's faces, which meant quite a lot because it's in memory of my dad.
My hometown is Sahiwal, so we had the opportunity this year, obviously Sahiwal being part of the route, and we stopped over Sahiwal, where we have our diagnostic centre. Initially we set up a trauma centre within the civil hospital in 2004. My father did that, obviously he's passed away 5 years ago, and we're following his legacy.
So this is our control room actually, for the CT scan, for the X-ray and OPG.
The amazing thing which I found out that 2004 they have a CT scanner, and that was really in many countries I know around the world, not the advanced European country but a developing country, they don't even have in their capital at 2004.
I've loved the roads of Punjab. Yeah, can't fault it. It's been an amazing experience.
This is day 4, Sahiwal to Kaniwal, 140k, going to be a hot one.
Real, genuine, you know, it was like wooden, but they were cooking and making chai, and we were all so excited because we were just craving that. You were craving that dabba chai.
I was itching. I was having withdrawal symptoms. They had like a little farm. They had mudge there. I'm sorry, but they had some chickens, and they were like, I started to help cook they were making meat and veggie. You helped?
Yeah, did you not see me?
Did you not see it?
I actually did some work.
I put the masala in like this.
She was,
You did a salt bay with it. Yeah, I was a salt bay there.
And I was like,
also actually don't know, a dhaba is just a shop on the roadside generally, and you just it's a quick stop, and usually they have tea. They have the best tea there because they really cook it and let the tea
guava fields.
Yeah, there was a guava, and then there was the water wells.
The guava was lovely.
So we've come and stopped at one of the traditional road stops.
perfect for us on this long and hot journey today. I think it's been a refreshing stop for a lot of the guests. New experience for many, not so new for some, but it's definitely what's needed at the side of the road when you're on a long journey and you just want to have a little bit of a rest.
By the way, there is no tractor challenge. But even there was like a tractor park there, there was a water well. I climbed onto the tractor and tried to get on. I got onto the tractor, then there was a donkey, the little
We upgraded to the donkey, yeah.
I genuinely wanted to carry on with the journey on that donkey, but you know.
And believe it or not, I always wanted to sit on the, what's it called, gadda thing. The Kota Gadi, whatever it's called. Always wanted to, yeah. And
I
you
wonder
know what?
why.
Allah hurt me.
But it's in places like this where you actually embrace the local culture.
ਸਾਡੇ ਦੋ ਹੀ ਸ਼ੌਂਕ ਹੈ ਚੰਗਾ ਲਿਬਾਸ ਇੱਕ ਸਾਡੀ ਗੱਡੀ
We were obviously driving today, we came across a two-wheel. A two-wheel is like this big kind of swimming pool, you can say, that shoots a lot of water out, and some of the volunteers, when they've seen that, especially the boys, they just wanted to jump into it, and I think that was quite funny, watching them jumping in and just enjoying themselves in an open-air swimming pool.
Getting onto a road in an unknown country, in an unknown city, in the villages, and riding. You are not yourself alone in this challenge. You have many people around you, sport, your own colleagues who are riding the rickshaw with you. And it's challenging for yourself because it's something very unusual. You normally ride your cars, your cycles, you drive your cars, you ride your cycles, you ride on the buses, you ride on the trains, but rickshaw, a three-wheeler, it's totally different. So it takes you a lot of physical efforts as well as your mind to think about it, to make a judgment on the road.
Challenge 2023 winner, it's me.
The Rani's made it, so we've just finished the challenge and it feels great. So we'll be donating these tomorrow during the ceremony.
Alhamdulillah, we've had an amazing Pakistan Rickshaw Challenge. This was the 3rd annual challenge and it was the biggest we've ever done. We had 31 participants from across the UK, from Scotland, England, people who had connections with Wales, and we had a representative from Austria as well for the first time. It's just been absolutely phenomenal. Everyone enjoyed it, and driving the rickshaws around Pakistan in rural Punjab, from Lahore all the way to Multan, it was just a beautiful experience. And one thing that made it extra special was the fact that these 30-odd participants, they came from different backgrounds, different ages, different religions even, you know. And when you have this complete random bunch of people coming together, that in itself is an experience. And through these 7 days, what I've seen is that people have come together because we're all here for one purpose. And the purpose is, yes, we will drive rickshaws and have a little bit of fun, a little bit of banter. And the main underlying objective is that these rickshaws at the end of the 7 days are presented to the beneficiaries who will be using these rickshaws as a means of income generation, as a means of livelihoods, and they will also be ensuring that the children go to school, and it's just a beautiful all-round experience.
Today has brought us round to the end of the project in many ways, although we have still got some hours to wait before we transfer home. But it's to a large extent, it's a life experience, and probably the most important thing we shall take home is the sheer welcome and friendship that comes from all the people of Pakistan, whether they be little toddlers on bikes to older people who shake you by the hands. It's been truly wonderful.
I've had always this at the back of my mind, where is the money going? Where is the money going? There's so many organisations out there and you hear so many stories. So as I was coming across Muslim Charities website, I saw this charity event, a rickshaw challenge. I thought, well, that's a good idea. But then I thought, you know what? I'm actually going to be there, see the actual beneficiaries, see exactly where the money's going. Not only that, the fact that when charities are working, majority of them use part of the funds to sponsor the actual events, whereas this was all done personally and the actual funds went directly to the recipients, and I think that was key for me. And also, as I said, to understand, and you know, it was just like a realization to see how these actual people live and how we can benefit them.
We all send money. We all send money to various charities, but we never actually see it. And you know, coming and actually physically seeing these projects, listening to people's stories and everything, it's totally...
I mean, when you see it on the radio, no, you see it on the TV and you hear on the radio, and then you just think, you know, physically seeing it with your own eyes, it's a whole different ball game. Because I've seen it, I mean, going to Lebanon, my perspective was different, but when I physically went there, and I thought, wow, and I was in tears, literally in tears. You know, just the food packs it does the families for a month. Do you know, and I wanted to do more and more, and that's what I thought, do you know what, no, we can do, as a team, we can make a difference.
It's quite overwhelming. Yeah, I got a bit emotional. I was feeling a bit overwhelmed at the time, because I thought, oh, first we thought it was another driver that was getting it, but when we found that, I gave that driver my gloves because I said, I don't need them anymore, you enjoyed the rickshaw, and he's like, I'm not even getting you a rickshaw. I was like, keep the gloves anyway. But then we found out the guy, we met the family, which made it like...
It's putting a face to a possession or whatever it is, you know, when we've seen his kids as well and his wife. Yeah, I got a bit emotional.
Yeah, then you do like a dua from the heart then, they're like, oh, you hope that, you wish that that person becomes successful with it. He makes something out of it, he doesn't like to support his family or support himself.
I definitely advise doing it not only just for the fun elements or, you know, charity's great and, you know, a lot of us are happy to, and there's nothing wrong with just giving money, but I think when you go there and you see it yourself, I know it probably sounds a bit cliche, but it's just so different actually being able to see the people that are benefiting from it. I know we see this stuff a lot of the time on TV and whatnot, and it is, you know, you kind of see it and you might understand it to some extent, but I think when you're actually seeing where your money goes and you're taking the money that other people have entrusted to you, their amana, and you're giving it to someone else and you're doing it yourself, because there's always that worry at the back of your head, like, where's this money going when you're donating it? Is this charity making the best use of it? But alhamdulillah, we've seen so many projects along the way that, yeah, I would definitely say it's worth it just to be able to have that experience of seeing where the money goes first time.
I think that Handover moment was emotional for even us,
because having him seen us or interacted with us is one thing, but then when we were actually at that moment, we were shaking hands, we're handing the documents over. It just really felt so real then.
And then having his family standing there watching it all.
Oh, the kids were there, weren't they?
And that's when it kind of sunk in that, right, okay, this is going to help all of us, kind of thing. And I think it was really nice just to see how appreciative they were while they were standing there waiting, collecting the rickshaws.
I think at that point, if there was anybody who had a negative experience or didn't enjoy the trip, that moment turned it round.
Yeah, it kind of just made up for it all. A lot of my friends, family members even, when I mentioned that I was taking part in this challenge, particularly in Pakistan, they couldn't understand why 15 rickshaws bought for beneficiaries that were being driven from Lahore to Multan, why not just put them on the back of a lorry and deliver them to Multan? So I think this concept, it's not just about delivering those rickshaws to the recipients, it's a development process for the young people and the participants that travelled from the UK to take part in this challenge. People that don't really understand that concept, it's not just the end product, it's the process where there is development and learning and adventure. And I think that's the important, it was very, for me, exhilarating.
At the end, when we saw it wasn't when I just saw, it's when he brought his wife and his children. He said to me, can I call my children? I was like, of course. So then his wife came along. When I did the handing the key, I handed it to the wife. I handed it to her, and we sort of spoke to her, asked her questions about, her children and school and stuff. And the fact that you could just see how grateful she was.
And to
give the was. When you hear the was.
See the rickshaw with the first customer.
Oh my God, that gave me goosebumps.
When we went to the mosque, one of the rickshaws we'd handed over had the passengers. That to me,
it gave me goosebumps. When he drove past and the gentleman had like a passenger in the back.
We all just cheered him on, and he had his first second customer. So he was actually, his work had started, his income has already started, and that feeling you get.
This project was about empowering a family. A bit of income generation was at the heart of it. And normally in our charitable people, as Muslim people of sadaqah, charity, we tend to just give. But then there are different types of projects. And this one, the income generation side of it, the empowering, as Muslim charity is an organization that's rooted in faith, our faith in God and our faith in humanity.
Climax of the whole trip was on Friday, on the second to last day, when we reached Multan and we had a handover ceremony where all of the beneficiaries had invited their family members. We got to meet with the families of the beneficiaries, and we were handing over these rickshaws one by one. And on the same occasion, at the same ceremony, we had our chairman of Muslim Charity, Bakhtiyar Pirzada. He was here for another commitment in terms of a university conference, but he also joined the experience. And I remember him walking in, because it was not pre-planned. But when he walked in, Greg has a several years acquaintance with Bakhtiyar, and he didn't know that he was going to be coming. So I think we also caught that moment on camera where he was just sitting in the reception and Bakhtiyar walked in and said hello to him, because Bakhtiyar had actually bid farewell to him when he was leaving the UK, and he had no idea that they would be meeting on this trip. So it was quite a light-hearted and a very surprising moment. But the moment, the handover ceremony for me was like the climax of the whole trip, where we were reminiscing on the last 7 days, and everyone was sharing their own experiences, and they were being awarded with their small replicas of rickshaws, which they can go and take back with them to the UK and have it as a memory of this amazing journey. And I know that many of them had expressed and have expressed interest to take part in the next year's Rickshaw Challenge, which will hopefully be taking place in Kashmir, Azad Kashmir, and a lot of interest has already been gathered. So if anyone is interested in taking part in the next Rickshaw Challenge, you're more than welcome to get in touch with Muslim Charity and take part.
I think the only thing I can say is thank you. It's been brilliant.
The Harappa Community Centre, which is supported by Muslim charity and its donors. This education centre is for the young children who don't have the facility to go to school. What the aim of this centre is to give as many young girls a better education, a better life. So thank you very much.
We're actually inside a madrasa where the children obviously learn the Quran, Hadith, Arabic language. But in addition to that, Muslim charity has come in and stepped in by providing an IT lab. And some of these children are now using these computer facilities, going on, learning how to use Adobe Illustrator, Canva.com, doing graphics design. And this is really upskilling the madrasa students so that when they graduate, they not only have the knowledge of the Quran and Hadith, but they are also well equipped with technical skills so that they can do graphics design and computer work, which has been really nice to see, and they can raise their income and salaries as they get older.
We're at one of the projects that Muslim Charity supports here. This is the Street Children Project. These are the children that we're working out in the streets, probably cleaning the streets up, probably selling balloons in the streets. Never got the opportunity to have education. And thanks to Muslim Charity and its donors, today these children are getting education. From here on, they will go to normal schools. Once they get up to a level, they will end up going to another high-level school. So thank you very much for everyone supporting this. Today they are receiving their uniforms and gifts as well, and that's all thanks to the donors of Muslim Charity.
से मुल्तान बा जन्नत औला बराबर has. Yani what it means that the Multan is a city, it's equal to the paradise. So beautiful that city is. Ab baste bahana ke mulk sajda mikonad. Ki this is a city where even the ruler and the king also come and make a sajda to this city because this is such a spiritual city.
Multan is also known for blue handmade pottery, handcrafted pottery, and we're actually at one of the institutes of blue pottery in Multan, and you can see the beautiful way they've produced this pottery. They also train students how to make this kind of pottery, which we're going to be seeing the actual factory, which is adjacent to this building. And lots of people come here to take this pottery and take it as souvenirs outside of the UK, as well as utilize it within Pakistan.
This is the end of a beautiful journey, but no doubt the beginning of so much more for all involved in this magnificent challenge, with the beautiful aim of uniting our global family and helping humanity.
I'm Mohsin Idris, I'm from Rochdale. And I look at the camera and just say, everything will be alright. He's moving behind, so he can't matter. And I look down like, because that's still watching me.
The brave Dils, recipients for beneficiaries, the adrenaline rush.
I'm
30.
Nice.
No, you cannot know what that is. He talks too much.
He does.
So we asked people to come as a team of 3, or from the bottom of Scotland all the way up to the bottom of London. I think some of the funny moments you can.
Before she's even finished her joke, she's like,
Mudge. Help! That one.
Then I found out about the rickshaw challenge by. Okay, sorry, I was looking at the camera. Take 2.
I rented it, and I thought, do you know what? More people to join Muslims charity.
Visited Al Foundation Diagnostic Center. Al Mahmoud Diagnostic Center.
And to also understand
we have faced a problem. We have never faced a problem.
It was a phenomenal experience. Thank you. It was the 3rd annual rickshaw. Is that these rickshaws and the main our other team was, we had 2 sisters, Shabnam and
when I came across Muslim charity, there is other places, fields of apple. We had mango trees. We had.
In one word, sorry, but I think because I hadn't